My name is Isabel Solis, and I'm the president of Los Amigos de la Comunidad, and it is my pleasure to tell you a little bit about our project Viva Maze. In this project, we focused on civic engagement. Civic engagement is something that I, as an educator, make sure that my students are aware about. I let them know that anything that happens in our community is driven by the community and through those elected officials. Many times the students ask, well, who elects them? That's a great question. Who elects are elected. Through this project, we were able to integrate arts and music so that voting can come alive. People were welcomed in different areas of the county so that they can participate in murals, so that those murals would be a symbol of their right to vote. I, as a naturalized citizen, needed to become a citizen before I had that right to vote. And so it enlightens me to see how many more students, young people, older people, brand new citizens are excited to cast their vote. We have had great engagement throughout all of these activities and presentations and opportunities. And we hope that this continues as we enter into this election time.
I am Eric Montoya Reyes, Executive Director of Los Amigos de la Comunidad, Incorporated, situated in Imperial Valley and working in the surrounding regions. And we had the pleasure of being part of a great program from the far south border north community of an arts project regarding civic engagement. And we were able to put together a great program that we called Viva Maze Civic Engagement Program. And the purpose of that program was to engage the community on civic engagement, being involved in the political process, voting, without it being a true voting only presence, but using arts to create messages, to create murals, to interact in an arts facility and participate in how to use the vote as your voice to make change in your community. It has been an excellent experience in civic engagement that we hope those who have participated will then become part of the civic engagement of our community. Thank you.
Well, I think this specific activity is really important for the community because it's giving a message, it's giving like the intention for everyone to vote and to get involved with the community through art. Voting is really important for me because it gives me a voice, it gives me something to say in the world and in the city.
Vote. Even if you don't want to, it's a must. You have to. Not only think about yourself that you don't want to vote, but think about what affects in your family, the economy, the country.
The advice that I have for people about voting is to get out there and exercise your right to vote. Especially us females, they fought for us to go vote, so go and vote.
The message I would like to give is just to vote. Not many places have that freedom to vote, have our freedom. So I think it is our duty to maintain that freedom for future generations to vote, to continue that freedom.
Young people in these times, most of them don't vote, or sometimes they just forget our who we are, like in the community-wise. Sometimes it's always good to get involved and help each other out in a way, that way, continue the new generation and move on and so forward. Yeah.
I think they're great that they're bringing awareness, that we have a mural or an activity for the community to be a part of something that is so important, such as maize and voting. It brings awareness to a very just cause and a great and a great cause. Voting is our right. I think that everybody should be aware of the importance of voting. We've come a long way, and so I think that young people should be very excited to be in the know-how and take part of activities such as these.
I feel like it's really important to go ahead and promote voting throughout this community, and having all the residents, and not just the residents, anyone in the valley that wanted to participate was just a great opportunity for artists like myself, or just people who love the art.
I'd say vote, even if you don't know the officials. There are other things on the ballots that affect state laws, city funding, and that is still important to you, even if you have no idea who to vote for. At least you have an idea of what you're voting for.
If you're going to complain about stuff, about the valley and things, that's not going to make a difference. You have to go out there and start voting to make that kind of difference if you want something done with school, public places. That's what you can make a difference. Go vote.
Mays project on civic engagement through arts was a great experience, I think, for those who participated in as participants from the public at many of our public events that we were at, where they gained a knowledge of voting in a fun way. We focused on the youth, but we also had the parents be part of that process. And we told them that they must be the example, el ejemplo, para sus hijos, to continue civic engagement and voting and how important it is. And people saw it as a fun activity. They never thought of voting as fun or being involved in civic engagement as fun. So we saw that as a huge accomplishment. Also the thousands, maybe over 10 to 15,000 people that ran through our activities throughout the Viva Mays project duration at the public events, the murals. And we have 3 that standing murals on buildings, one in Calexico, one in El Centro, and one in Brawley, that will last beyond this project phase, and hopefully for many years, we're hoping, that will send a message about voting. That's a permanent. And we have a mobile mural that we will take to our future events now that this project, but we will continue having other events that will be part of future projects as well, where people can get a sense of arts being a means to become civically engaged and send a message. And one of the biggest, I think, accomplishments we had is those that we hired to be part of our Viva Mays. They themselves were a lot of younger adults who had little to no interest in voting. And through the many activities we did, the presentations and the education campaign that we worked on, the emphasis on the murals and their significance of the symbols, they themselves gained a greater appreciation of being involved, not just because they were working for us, but what the overall meaning of that project was. And they gained respect, knowledge, and now want to be engaged in that process. And I think that was a great learning experience for them and showed the power of art to make people realize how important it is to be civically engaged, use their power of vote, and have a voice in the process in our community. So we thank everyone involved that participated, people who worked for us, people who put this together, and I think we have set a high bar for next projects on civic engagement in Imperial County.
Now that our project has come to an end, we know that it does not end here. We are very fortunate that through all these experiences, we were recording all of these experiences. And there is a series of videos, of pictures, of images that you can access through our website and through our Facebook page. We welcome you to come and view and share with others. Share the joy of being a part of this community. Share our enthusiasm for casting your vote. Thank you.